Hi fam, how are you doing? I hope you are all doing well. So welcome to this channel, and in today's video I'm going to respond to a question one of you happened to ask me. I know some of you, even me personally, it's been long since I heard of this particular airline, but I'm going to give you the reason why you've never had this particular airline. It's a local airline, and it's used to operate here in Kenya, and most of you guys were using actually this particular airline. But what really happened to this particular airline? So I'm going to give you a short story or a short information that I have. I'm gonna share with you about this particular airline. So the airline is called Fly540. So what really happened to Fly540? Now there's several issues that the airline was facing in the past few months or few years, like 2 years ago. And as we all know, this particular airline was actually a low-cost carrier here in Kenya. So what really happened to this particular airline? Now, the company actually was facing several issues, cancellation of a flight, and on a short notice, that is. And it was also having so many complaints from the customers who are traveling using this particular airline. They had so many issues about the airline, so they were actually reported. So according to a statement released by Competition Authority of Kenya, the Competition Authority of Kenya actually halted the operations of this particular airline because of the complaints that they had received from the travelers. So what really happened? The CAK said it had undertaken a market screening into customer-related infringement arising from more than 50 customers, or we can say consumers, complaints logged against the airline, delaying of the refund. Yeah, for the process of refunding, some airline normally take long, but for this particular airline, many people are actually complaining it was even taking longer than the way it should be. So those are some of the complaints that actually made this particular airline to be on a red flag from the Competition Authority of Kenya. So also the authority continue and saying that the airline failed to adhere to a warning they had issued on July 29th, 2022, and the authority continued to receive complaints from its consumers. Now consumers in this case is the travelers or the customers of this particular airline. So they continue receiving the complaint regardless of sending the warning to the company that they need to change. But even regardless of the authority doing so, the customers were actually complaining about this particular airline, and that's making it like these people are not even willing to change. These people are not willing to do something new about what the customers has been complaining. So this actually led the authority with immediate effect direct the cease and desist of from advertising for their flights booking in electronic, print, and social media, or receive any flight booking from the public or their representative, and in or any other way holding themselves as being in a position to offer flights and related services to customers, which in this case was supposed to be consumers, to and from any of the airports within the Republic of Kenya. That's the letter that they had received. After now, given the warning, they never did anything. Now complaints were coming, so they were given a letter saying that they are not allowed to take any money, any advert. They are not supposed to advertise their flights. They are not supposed to take any, or even any, to take off, to land anywhere in this country, like doing the schedule or non-schedule flights. That was the letter that they had received from the from the authority. Now, they also later on, it was also discovered that the airline had operated for a few weeks without the license. The license was supposed to be renewable, but they decided not to renew the license, and regardless of that, they were even continuing to do their flights, their scheduled flight. So that was also something that was alarming from this particular airline, and those are some of the things that even made this particular airline to be closed. And also we also have other issues, like the airline had 2.5 more than 2.5 billion shillings bill for leased aircraft. They had the aircraft which were leased. They had leased from other airlines, but they decided not to pay, and the amount actually went to 2.5 billion shillings. That's around over 16 million US dollars. And also the Kenya Airports Authority also was demanding the landing and parking fee for this from this airline. As we all know, all the aircraft, they have to pay their landing fee and their parking fee in the hangar, so they have to pay. And for this particular airline, they had so many compiled money, or the debt, that even the KAA itself was actually saying, no, you're not going to go on with this because you have so much money that you owe us and you haven't paid us. So those are some of the things that actually ate this particular company. Also, do not remember, as you remember, back in the 2016, back in the 2016, the aircraft also had a case. It was also sued by one of the travelers who was actually disabled, and for any airline and the rules of the airlines, everybody is supposed to get the required or the necessary treatment. So 2016, they had this disabled person. They never knew who he was, who this particular passenger was, but it was unfortunately, it was a doctor. So they mistreated the doctor, by refusing to offer the right services for a disabled man. You are supposed to have a lift that will take this particular person to an aircraft, or you are supposed to know how this particular person is supposed to get to the aircraft. Now, when the pilots saw like they had wasted like 20 minutes, no one has been getting to the aircraft, so they decided to to take the particular person, the traveler, back to the waiting area, where this doctor spent the whole night by missing the flight. That's not something that is supposed to happen to anyone, because you are supposed to be treated all equally. So those are some of the things that were actually at this particular aircraft. And in that case, the company was also directed by the court to pay that doctor 400,000 shillings. That's around 2,500 US dollars. Yeah, so they were actually directed by the court to pay that particular person for the damage that they caused for that traveler. So thank you very much, guys. I know now some of you never knew what happened to Fly 540. That's really that's the short knowledge that I have about Fly 540. So that's what really actually made 540 not to be in operation anymore. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Till next time, bye bye.